Good morning, and we welcome you all back to the 8th March episode of UPSC's Daily Current Affairs Analysis, brought to you by Shankar AS Academy. And to every women UPSC aspirant, your determination today is shaping India's leadership tomorrow. And we wishing you all a very happy International Women's Day. And kindly ensure your subscription to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And do hit the bell icon for receiving prompt notification from our side. The UPSC Pre-Storming Prelims Test Series is about to start the last batch 6, from the 10th March onwards. And it will be a regular batch consisting of 25 tests. So kindly do register for this test series and crack the UPSC Prelims of 2026. And the topics taken for today's discussion is of. The first topic is about the G-Spider, an AI-powered robot got inducted in the sanitation activities in Kerala. And the second topic is about the Essential Commodities Act of 1955. And the third topic is about the conversion of waste into edible products, especially the carrot. And the fourth topic is about the International Year of the Women Farmers. So this article majorly focuses over the empowerment of women in the agriculture sector. And the fifth topic is prelims focus. Without any delay, let's get into the discussion. The Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporation has recently taken a significant initiative to integrate the technology in urban sanitation using G-Spider, an AI-powered robot. With this, let's discuss more in the further section. So about the G-Spider, it is an AI-powered canal cleaning robot got deployed by the Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporation over that zone for clearing hazardous drains and difficult canal stretches. And the main intention behind the introduction or induction of this robot is to abstain or eliminate the usage of manual workforce for clearing that stretch, and to replace the manual entry in the hazardous drains and canal stretches. And this initiative is a part of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, which aims to modernize the urban sanitation across the nation. So regarding this Swachh Bharat Mission or Clean India Mission, a national flagship campaign on cleanliness launched in the year of 2014. And this Swachh Bharat Mission aims to attain the universal sanitation and improved solid waste management in India. And this mission has two major submissions, that is Swachh Bharat Mission Urban and Swachh Bharat Mission Rural. So this urban part is managed by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and the rural part is managed by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. These are all the crucial information important for our UPSC prelims. And regarding the robot, this is the robot that got deployed in the Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporation. That is the G-Spider, which having the cable connection mechanism and also the usage of grapplers for grabbing the debris which got clogged in the canal stretch. So this is the this G-Spider got developed by the Genrobotic Innovations, a startup based in Technopark. And this is also a prototype of another canal cleaning or the sewerage cleaning AI-powered robot known as Bandicoot. This Bandicoot robotic scavenger for specifically the sewer cleaning, which involves also AI power. So what are the key features of the introduction of AI-powered robots in the urban sanitation? So this AI and sensing is helping to detect and to clear out the stretch more easily and effectively. This usage of AI, which enabled the vision system, this AI-based or enabled vision system will help to detect the debris which got clogged over a stretch, can be identified easily using this system. And it detects the type of waste automatically using the sensors that it got integrated. So after the integrating the AI into the robotic mechanism, it will be easier for identification and clearing of the debris which got clogged in the drainage easily. And the robotic design also been making the stretch to effectively clear out the debris out of that stretch by this robot, specifically the G Spider, got integrated with or built by cable driven parallel robotic architecture, which specifically helps to maneuver the robot in difficult canal stretches for clearing the debris out of it. And it has using the 5 degrees of freedom for flexible movement, so it provides an additional advantage for this robot to get deployed in a difficult stretch or to get deployed in a difficult drainage system which got clogged in a major manner. And with respect to the waste handling, it is being equipped with biomimetic claw type of grabblers, which also helping to grab more amount of debris out of that stretch, which clears the stretch more effectively. And it extracts the mixed debris, such as it can easily extract plastics, sharp objects, and hazardous waste, which are all very harmful for the manual workers when they got extracting out of this stretch. And this robot also been automated from the start to finish, so end to end automation has providing an edge to this robot for clearing the drainage. This detects the waste at the initial stage, which can be used the AI power for the identification of the debris clogging and the removal of the debris out of it using the detection using the sensor, and also transfers it directly to the waste collection vehicle. So there is no minimal manual workforce will be involved in the clearing of this hazardous drainage debris. And what is the significance behind it? It eliminates the manual scavenging, where no workers are involved or no longer needed to enter the toxic drainage or canals, because major deaths in the clearing out of manual scavenging activities in India are happening because of the hazardous gases that got emitted out of the stretch because of the accidental opening of the manual scavengers or the manual sanitary workers. So, because of this asphyxiation, major human workforce got dead because of this hazardous activities, and it got eliminated by this involvement of robotic AI powered robots. And it improves the worker safety by reducing the exposure to toxic gases, contaminated water, and hazardous waste, which also led to the health impairment of the workers who got involved in the sanitation process. And it also prevents the urban flooding in an effective manner, because the clogged debris will lead to the flooding over that region. So by effectively clearing out the debris out of the canal stretch will lead to the frequent flow or the free flow of the drainage, will lead to the easy drainage of the water when flooding. It regularly automated cleaning improves the drainage efficiency over that region. And a scalable model is also one of the added advantage, because these systems can be replicated in other cities and canals across the state, which also been deployed in various parts of the region or various parts of India for effective clearing of debris. And moving to the question with reference to the G Spider robotic system recently seen in news, consider the following statements. First statement: it is an AI powered robotic system designed for automated canal cleaning in hazardous urban environments. Second, it operates using a cable driven parallel robotics architecture and uses AI enabled vision system to identify different types of waste. Which of the statements given above are correct? So in this question, both the statements are correct, and the answer will be option C, both 1 and 2. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article from The Hindu explains about the Essential Commodities Act of 1955 in a detailed manner. Let's know more about this act. And according to the Essential Commodities Act of 1955, there is no specific definition of essential commodities. Instead, the section 2 of A states an essential commodity is any item specified under the article's schedule will be considered as an essential commodity, and the central government has the power to add or remove any item from the schedule based on public interest or often on the consultation with the state government. And the government has the power to fix the price of any commodity or to impose the stock holding capacity, and also the power to issue license for production and distribution. And the violation of this act can lead to 7 years of imprisonment or fine or maybe both. And this Essential Commodities Act of 1955 is a central legislation in India to ensure the delivery of vital products to the public by regulating their production, supply, and distribution. And it was administered by the Department of Consumer Affairs under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. So, what was the primary objective behind the introduction of this Essential Commodities Act? The Act allows the government to control the production and supply of essential goods which are necessary, considered to be necessary for the public good, and also prevent the hoarding and black marketing of any essential products to create an artificial inflation. And also the government has the responsibility to prevent the artificial inflation because of the hoarding or black marketing of the essential commodities, and to maintain the price stability. The responsibility falls upon the government, and to protect the food and energy security of the nation. And the Essential Commodities Act under the Schedule 2 of A that we discussed earlier, it defines or stated the essential commodities which has been included from time to time because of various other reasons. It involves various foodstuffs including edible oil seeds, oils, sugar, ghee, milk, salt, and food grains like rice, wheat, and atta, and which include the vegetables, specifically the top, which is potato, onion, and tomato. These are all being constantly included in the essential commodities. And regarding drugs, the life-saving medicines or the generic medicines, which includes the COVID-19 medicine, which is essential at that time, has been included in the Schedule 2 of A, which states the essential commodities. And the petroleum and petrol products are also being included from time to time, as we have this essential commodities crucial at this moment because of the instability over the West Asian region, where we obtain more, we rely more towards the petroleum products over the West Asian region. So there is an instability of the supply of petrol and petroleum products. So this Essential Commodities Act came into the picture. It includes the petroleum products like diesel, kerosene, and liquefied petroleum gases, and it also includes fertilizers as an agricultural input like organic fertilizers, inorganic fertilizers, or mixed of both. And it also includes agricultural inputs which are also considered to be essential, like the seed of food crops, which is very essential for the production of further food agricultural foods, and fruits, vegetables, as well as cattle fodders also been included at some time. And the raw materials such as raw cotton, cotton seeds, raw jute, and jute textiles, which are very crucial for India to get maintained because of its varied usage. And cotton yarn also been included. Not only the raw cotton, cotton yarn can also be included under the Schedule 2 of A, which is having the hank yarn. And the protective equipment, which is we can easily relate with at the time of COVID, the masks and hand sanitizers are being included as an essential commodity under this schedule. And regarding the regulatory authority of this act, the government can use Section 3 and Section 5 of this act, which allows the center to make or to regulate production levels of any commodity which has been under the public importance, and to control the distribution and supply of the specified commodity mentioned under the schedule 2, section 2 of A, and also impose the stock limits and to prevent the hoarding and shortages. As we discussed, these are all the essential steps taken by the government and the responsibility of the government to prevent the artificial inflation of the essential commodities, which are all necessary for the day-to-day sustenance of the public. And there is a recent amendment in the year of 2020 made to this Essential Commodities Act of 1955, which amends the stock limits on agricultural commodities can be imposed only in extraordinary situations. So because of this amendment is more crucial, such as at the time of war, famine, natural calamities, or extraordinary price rise. Only the amendment to the agricultural commodities has to be included. And the price trigger rules, which made the stock limits allowed only if horticultural products price rise by the rate of 100% and non-perishable food items rise by the price of 50%. And moving to the question with reference to the Essential Commodities Act of 1955, consider the following statement. First statement, the central government can regulate production and supply of essential commodities under the Act. Second, the 2020 amendment allows the government to impose stock limit on agricultural commodities only under extraordinary circumstances such as war, famine, and extraordinary price rise. Which of the statements given above are correct? And as we discussed earlier, first statement and second statement, both the statements are correct statements. And the answer will be option C, both 1 and 2. Let's know. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. Turning carrot waste into edible material again. This news article from The Hindu explains clearly about the research finding that converts the waste of carrot into an edible product using a fungi. Let's know more about this. And regarding the conversion of carrot waste into the edible food product, the team of researchers has recently found out a way to convert the discarded carrot pods, which majorly consist of the peeled skin, crown, and tip of the carrot, will be discarded as an food waste. And the researchers found out that this can be converted into vegan patties using a fungi or the mushroom-based biotechnology. And these vegan patties are being produced using mycelium of the pink oyster mushroom, which is a type of fungi. So before getting to know about the core of the research, we have to know about the basics of the fungi and about the mechanism of fungi in absorbing nutrients. So regarding the fungi, it will not perform or does not perform photosynthesis like plants for absorbing nutrients. And it, unlike animals, it does not ingest the food before digestion. Instead, it releases powerful enzymes into their environment, and which breaks down, these enzymes break down the organic matter and absorbs the nutrient from their environment using mycelia, which is, this mycelia is a root like structure. As fungi has no roots for absorbing nutrients, this mycelia acts as a root like structure which forms a thread like network for absorbing nutrient from their environment. And this research majorly focus or aim to reduce the food waste as well as to improve the food security regarding the food waste. And also it creates food processing innovation because it converts the waste of an edible food source into another edible food product. And it also adds value to the circular economy in agriculture because the produced food products or the produced agricultural product will be converted again as an additional edible product. And it also added value to the sustainable protein source of the human health because it can be converted into an additional protein source. And regarding this research, This food waste recycling can strengthen the nutrition security as well as the sustainable food system of India. And what is this mycelium? As we discussed, it is the root-like structure which forms a thread-like network for absorbing nutrient. So this mycelium is a root-like vegetative network for fungi to absorb the nutrients from their environment. And it grows rapidly on organic waste such as vegetable scraps. So it has been used or inducted in this research for converting the carrot waste into vegan patties, and it uses to produce protein rich edible biomass which adds value to the edible product that has been made out from the waste. And the common example of fungus is the pink oyster mushroom, which is used in this process or the research. And it also helps to build biotechnology in food systems and alternative protein technology. And these mycelium based foods are gaining traction as plant based meat alternatives. So this is also very important and crucial at this moment because of the expansion of vegan culture or the vegan food types across the nation. And how this process works, we have to know the carrot waste, that is the peels, leaves, discarded pieces are being collected, and these waste are used as a substrate for the fungal growth. So this has been used as a layer for the growth of fungal over the layer. And this mycelium of the pink oyster mushroom grows over these discarded waste, and they can be further converted into vegan patties. These biomass processed into vegan patties. And what is the possible outcome out of this conversion? The edible, it adds the protein rich food. It provides an edible protein rich food for humans, and also reduce the agricultural waste. So it reduces the burden of the agricultural production too. And this method supports the waste to value bioeconomy models. So this will be very crucial thing to note for our UPSC prelims. And what is the link with the food waste problem that is prevailing across the globe? This 1/3 of the food produced across the globe as being wasted, and food waste contributes to greenhouse gas emission, which is also a major role in the emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. And these relevant goals also needs to be noted, that is the sustainable development goals, that is 12 sustainable development goal, responsible consumption and production of food materials. And reducing food waste is essential for climate mitigation too, as we eliminate or reduce the greenhouse gas emission by converting the food waste into another edible product, and also helps in the resource efficiency, using the resource efficient manner, in an efficient manner. And what is the role played by this innovation in food security? It benefits the low cost protein source. It provides a low cost protein source which can be easily available, and converts the waste into food, edible food product, and useful for urban food system, because major food waste are being absorbed over the urban areas or the urban conglomerations. So it tends to reduce the food waste and the conversion of food waste from the urban areas into an edible product. And who are all the possible users of these products? The food processing industry can be using this technology or this process to convert the food waste into edible food products, and alternative meat sector is also being benefited out of it, and sustainable agricultural initiatives can also be taken from this initiative or the research. And moving to the question, consider the following statement. First statement, mycelium refers to the vegetative network of fungi. Second, mycelium can grow on organic waste and produce edible biomass. Third, pink oyster mushroom is a bacterium used for producing plant-based protein. Which of the statements given above are correct? From the discussion, we can easily infer that the third statement was incorrect, because this mushroom is a classic example of fungi, and it does not involve bacterium. So the third statement was incorrect. By eliminating the third statement, we have left with 1 and 2 and 1 only, and the first statement is also correct and the second statement is 2 correct. So the answer will be option B, 1 and 2. Let's check. Yes, it's correct. And it's time to move to the next topic. Rights, Justice, Action for India's Women Farmers. This news article from The Hindu discusses comprehensively about the contribution made out by the women workforce towards the agriculture in India. And it also further discusses about the rights, justice, and action need to be taken to reform and to recognize the women workforce contribution. And in recognition of their contribution towards the agriculture sector and specifically the farm fields, the United Nations under the initiative of Food and Agriculture Organization recognized 2026 as the International Year of the Women Farmers. And moving to the core, from the Indian context, the major part of the workforce towards the Indian agriculture was contributed by the women's. So it leads to the feminization of agriculture as more women are not only acting as a mere worker, they also manages the farmlands too. And what makes them to manage and to work in the farm fields? Because majority of the men migrates to cities for further jobs, and the woman has the inadequate responsibility the inevitable responsibility to manage the farm fields as well as to contribute to the workforce for the production of agriculture, and they involves most of the farm works. So they do most of the farm works like cultivation and sowing, reaping, etc. But instead of doing such work, they are contributing more towards this work, but instead they are not being recognized in a correct manner, because land titles are usually held by the men's, and women are being lacking the legal recognition as a farmers. So generally the women are not being recognized as a farmer from the Indian context, and they carry responsibility without the rights, because they are in an inevitable situation that they cannot evade such responsibility, but they have to do that work to maintain the workforce as well as to produce the farms agricultural products. And what is the structural problem faced by the women workforce? They lack land ownership, because most of the rural land are being registered under the male ownership, and even when the women are managing the farms, they do not being recognized as a legal owner of the land. And what was the possible consequences because of the structural gap or the structural problem that has been made out in the society? Without land titles, women cannot easily access to certain things, such as they may not be availing the institutional credit for making agricultural production, and they cannot raise a crop insurance because they cannot claim that, because of they cannot be availing the legal entitlement for the land, and they cannot opt out for the irrigation schemes which is available majorly towards the man, and also they cannot be even getting the government subsidies, because the provision was made out to be the landholder, but they may not be the landowner. And agricultural extension service will not be get availed by this women workforce, but they contribute more towards the agricultural field, and they act as an invisible labor, because they contribute towards the cultivation, livestock care, seed preservation, and household food provisioning too. So they have the multiple roles from the cultivation to household care. They involves all such activities, and policy systems do not recognize them as a farmers. So from the traditional context, the women workforce are not being recognized as a farmers, and this creates a structural disconnect between the people or the women workforce from the agricultural field, and between the contribution as well as the recognition. And they also been under the double burden of various responsibilities. They have to take care of the farm field, and they have to also take care of the household things too. So they have the first initial two types of work, or the productive work as well as reproductive work. So they have to take care of the farm fields. Second, they have to take care of the household items, child care, cooking, and other allied activities. And they also has the additional burden. Apart from this, they have the additional burden of having involved in the workforce of the farm field, where they may not be get availed the labor saving technologies, such as they may not be getting the adequate tractors or sowing equipments or other such technological equipments for maintaining the agricultural productivity. So they involve the manual working process for maintaining the agricultural production. So it adds a burden to them. And also poor, they have the poor rural access to the healthcare infrastructure, which also aggravates the health impairment of the women workforce, which leads to the overwork and health related problems for women's. And they may also have the crisis of nutrition because of lack of adequate nutritious intake. They supply and produce more amount of food grains for our consumption, but they may not be adequately ingesting the nutrition because of various other burdens, such as household care and other farming care. They have the stress. So India has high anemic rates among the women, and also micronutrition deficiency also been prevailing among the women in India. And they are poor diet diversity, so they follow irregular diets, so their health will be adversely affected. And what was the suggested reform to recognize them and to provide them with the adequate right and justice? To recognize them as a women farmers, first we have to collect the gender disaggregated data, and also to use the definition under the national policy for farmers effectively, to which includes landowners, tenants, laborers, sharecroppers, and forest gatherers. So these are all being generally recognized as to, or assumed to and male, but not female has been recognized under these titles. And to strengthen the land and resource rights. So this will be also crucial to recognize them as a farmers. So instead of registering land in the name of male, we have to register or to encourage to register the land entitlement in the name of a women. So implement equal inheritance laws. So we need to recognize and to part away the property in an equitable manner to genders, and to promote joint spousal land titles. So instead of having the land title in the name exclusively of a male, we have to recognize equally both male and female in the household needs to be the landowners of that property. And encouraging land property registration in women's name is also an encouraging suggestive reforms. And linking this has the direct linkage with the food system and nutrition. To promote the healthcare of the women workforce, we need to shift towards the promotion of millets, pulses, fruits, and vegetable production, and also distribute them to through the public distribution services, anganwadis, and school meals. And encouraging kitchen gardens and women's seed banks also, and positive suggestive reforms. And to improve the extension and technological services, such as the equipments that are available for eliminating the manual workforce in the agricultural field, like the seed planters, weed removers, and other sowing mechanisms, etc. Tractors too. So they has to be provided under the subsidized rate, which includes the labor saving tools, and the ensuring extension services, providing adequate trainings and market information, informing them and creating awareness regarding the market information to the women workforce will also create an positive outcome. And to promote the climate resilient farming practices also needs to be included in the manual workforce of the women. And moving to the mains practice question, agriculture in India is increasingly feminized, but without adequate rights and recognition. Discuss the challenges faced by women farmers and suggest measures to empower them. And this is an 15 more question. We need to answer within 250 words. So please take this question and post your answers in the comment section. We will evaluate and give the feedback in the comment section itself. And it's time to move to the prelims focus. And the first topic of today's prelims focus is about the recent renewal of Memorandum of Understanding between India and Finland on the environmental cooperation. So this recent renewal of this Memorandum of Understanding provides a structural framework for mutual cooperation between both the nations, and it also widens the scope of collaboration. So it benefits mutually both the nations in various sectors or the areas of environmental concern, such as pollution control, where the air, water, and soil remediation measures are to be focused. And in the waste management, it specifically targets or focuses on the handling of hazardous waste and the processing of this hazardous waste, and also focuses on recycling them, which converts the waste to energy. So these are all the topics or the focus of the waste management category. And it also widens the circular economy by converting the waste to energy. So it adds value to the economy and also maintains a sustainable ecosystem and environment for both the nations. So it also focuses on circular economy and maintaining the low carbon solution and the reducing the carbon footprints across the environment in both the nations. And it also focuses on climate change mitigation along with the other things. It also focuses on climate change mitigation and adaptations, and environmental and forest monitoring also be focused for efficient management of the resources. And also this environmental and forest monitoring, which includes the usage of technology, that is data management, through the data management. And it also focuses on marine, coastal, and water resources conservation too. Moving to the next topic is about the free LPG cylinder scheme. As we discussed earlier, there is a scheme that has been announced recently in the Delhi by the Delhi government for the women and transgender persons. The scheme is Pink Saheli scheme, and along with that scheme, President is about to launch two Delhi government schemes. First one is the Pink National Common Mobility Card, that is Pink Saheli scheme, and the other is the free LPG cylinder scheme. So what is this scheme is of? It aims to provide two LPG cylinders annually to all ration card holding families. So it ensures to provide two LPG cylinders for the household which having the proper rational card for its residents. And it was launched under Shashak Nari Samrid Delhi, which is a campaign which has been recently focused over the empowerment of women over the Delhi region and also focuses on prosperous Delhi. And it was implemented through the direct benefit transfer of cylinders cost to the Aadhaar linked bank account of the beneficiaries or the family head. So it doesn't provide free LPG cylinders directly to the home. It will not be delivering the LPG cylinders to the home. Instead, it provides the amount or the subsidized amount for the LPG cylinders to the households. And what is the significance behind it? It promotes the women's empowerment and welfare by providing the incentives towards the LPG cylinders. And the next topic is about the tension that has been prevailing over the West Asian region. This is a major cause of concern for the Indian people over there. And this is the background that more than 90 lakhs Indians live in the country, which got trapped in the geopolitical tensions, which includes both Indian students and Indians as a whole. So they may be either be working or maybe studying or maybe doing some other activity. They may be an entrepreneur on that area too. So they are all get caught in this geopolitical tension over the West Asian region. And majorly the Indians resides in the eastern parts of this South West Asian region, which has the more number of Indian population and also the Indian students population. And specifically the Saudi Arabia and the UAE, which holds the more number of Indian residents over this region. And the Saudi Arabia has more than 24 lakhs of people residing in the Saudi Arabian region, and also hosting 75,000 of students over there. And the UAE will be the top resident of the Indian population, with having more than 35 lakhs of people, and also 2 lakh 50,000 students are studying over the UAE region. Majorly they are studying, either pursuing the nursing course. And large Indian diaspora in the West Asian region is the cause of concern because of the geopolitical tension over there. So over 90 lakhs Indians live in this country, or the majorly West Asian countries are affected by this geopolitical tension, such as Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, UAE, Qatar and Kuwait, which hosts the most number of population of Indians. And West Asia hosts one of the largest concentration of Indian diaspora globally. And what are all the major destination countries for the Indians to get reside over this region? The largest population of in the region will be hosted by the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Oman. And India has previously carried out the major evacuation missions. As we discussed in the earlier topic, it has been conducting major evacuation operations in the history itself. And one such such notable operations such as Operation Rahat, Operation Ajay, Operation Ganga, Operation Devi Shakti, Operation Safe Homecoming, and the other operations too, that are all getting highlighted as of now because of the West Asian geopolitical situation and tensions. And moving to the question is, consider the following countries. First, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Iran. Which of the above hosts more than 5 lakh Indian nationals? So it will be not an important question, but we have to note that, because the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Qatar has the largest population of Indians, or the Indian diaspora. So the answer will be option B, 1, 2 and 3 only, because Iran is not much holding the resident of Indians. So the answer will be option B. Yes. With this, we came to the conclusion of this video. Hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments and suggestions in the comment section given below, and share the video to your friends. And do hit the subscribe button and bell icon for receiving on-time notification. Thank you for watching us. Have a great day.